Have you noticed that your deepest healing happens in solitude? Could it be that wounded healers like you are meant to walk alone? You are an empath, the bearer of a profound paradox. Deeply connected to the pain and joy of others, your life is a relentless tide of emotional ebb and flow. Yet this very connection often casts you into isolation, as the depth of your empathy sets you apart from those around you. The first reason is your indispensable role in breaking generational curses, an endeavor that positions you uniquely within the dynamics of your family. As a wounded healer, you possess the rare ability to sense not only the surface emotions of your relatives, but also the deeper, darker currents of long-standing family traumas and pains. Your sensitivity to these undercurrents often compels you to address and heal these issues, inadvertently positioning you as a catalyst for change within your family structure. This journey of healing is seldom smooth or welcomed. In traditional family systems, roles and patterns are well established, and any deviation is viewed with suspicion or outright resistance. You, driven by a profound inner calling to heal and transform, might find yourself challenging these age-old dynamics, questioning toxic behaviors, and shining a light on the dark corners that others prefer to ignore. Such actions, while healing, can disrupt the family's equilibrium. You become the mirror that reflects not only what the family is, but what it could become, and this can be unsettling. Your attempts to heal these generational wounds can lead to significant personal costs. Families bound by old resentments and rigid patterns may see your efforts not as healing, but as disruption. You might be labeled the troublemaker, the one who stirs up issues that many prefer to leave undisturbed. This label can be isolating, making you the black sheep who stands apart from the family consensus. The more you push for change and healing, the more you may find yourself being pushed to the margins of family life. Moreover, your role as a healer can often mean that you carry the emotional burdens of others along with your own. This dual burden can be overwhelming, leading to a sense of loneliness and alienation, not just from your family, but from those who cannot understand the depth of your commitment to healing. The path you walk is one of profound emotional labor, requiring courage and resilience as you face the complex web of familial relationships and historical traumas. Yet despite these challenges, your role as a wounded healer is crucial. You bring light to generational shadows, offering a chance for true healing and transformation that can ripple across generations. This journey, while fraught with challenges, is also filled with the potential for profound personal and familial redemption. It is a path of brave love and transformation, where the deepest wounds can become the sources of the greatest healing. As you continue on this path, remember that your efforts forge a new legacy, one of awareness, healing, and hope, not just for your family, but for all those touched by your life's work. The second reason is the intense need for personal healing and reflection, a continual process that defines the essence of your journey as a wounded healer. This requirement is not just a preference, it is a necessity, as integral to your well-being as breathing is to life. For you, healing is a solitary endeavor, a path that demands you retreat into the quiet corners of your soul to confront and mend the wounds within. This inner work is essential not only for your recovery, but also to empower you to guide others on their healing journeys. Your life, marked by a deep empathy and a profound connection to the emotional currents around you, makes you uniquely susceptible to the pains of the world. These are not merely observed, they are felt, absorbed, and carried within your spirit. Such burdens can only be lightened through the rigorous process of self-reflection and healing. Think of the countless moments spent alone in contemplation, where the silence speaks louder than any conversation. It is in these moments that you dissect your experiences, sift through your emotions, and carefully extract the lessons they hold. Reflection for you is akin to alchemy. It transforms the raw, often painful experiences into wisdom and strength. Each session of introspection not only helps heal old wounds, but also prepares you for future encounters, where your insights will become the balm for others suffering. This cycle of healing and helping is central to your role as a wounded healer. You heal from your wounds and use the scar tissue as a testament to what can be overcome. However, The necessity for reflection can also lead to periods of intense isolation. While essential, these periods can be misunderstood by those around you, who may see your withdrawal as a sign of aloofness or indifference. Yet without these retreats into your inner world, you cannot function in the outer one. The solitude that might seem excessive to others is the very environment in which your spirit recuperates and your resilience is fortified. Your need for reflection extends beyond personal healing. It is also about preparing yourself to be a conduit for others' healing. By understanding your emotional landscape, you are better equipped to face the complexities of those you help. This reflective practice ensures that when you offer your hand to those in the dark, you do not lead them deeper into their night, but toward the dawn. The third reason is the critical necessity of protecting personal boundaries to safeguard your emotional well-being and prevent burnout. As a wounded healer, the profound depth of your empathy can sometimes feel like a curse as much as a gift. Without stringent boundaries, you risk becoming overwhelmed by the emotional needs of others, leaving little room for your own needs to be met. Establishing these boundaries is not a luxury, it is a survival strategy, ensuring that you can continue to offer help without sacrificing your own health. Personal boundaries for someone like you are akin to the walls of a garden. They keep the valuable soil of your soul nourished and protected from being trampled. Visualize how a garden without walls could be easily overrun by wild animals or choked by creeping weeds. Similarly, without clear boundaries, your energy can be quickly depleted as you absorb too much from those around you. This constant emotional drainage can lead to a state of emotional fatigue that diminishes your ability to function both personally and professionally. Moreover, solitude plays an essential role in reinforcing these boundaries. It allows you the space and time to disconnect from the emotional demands of others and reconnect with your core self. This is not mere isolation, but a sacred period of restoration and reflection where you can process your own emotions and replenish your energy. Think of it as retreating into a protective cocoon where you can heal and emerge stronger, ready to face the world again. In your professional life, especially where the demands to empathize and assist are constant, the risk of burnout is significant. Many healers find themselves on the brink after years of pouring themselves into their work without adequate self-care. By prioritizing solitude and boundary setting, you can maintain a healthy balance between helping others and preserving your well-being. This practice ensures that your passion for aiding others does not consume you, but rather enhances your life. Therefore, as you go on your path as a wounded healer, remember that the boundaries you set are your guardians. They define where you end and others begin. They help you honor your limits and teach others to respect them. By maintaining these boundaries, you protect the sanctity of your own spirit and ensure that you can continue to serve others without losing yourself. In solitude, you find the strength to maintain these boundaries, turning your space of retreat into a fortress of rejuvenation. It is here, in the quiet moments of separation from the world, that you forge the resilience to return to your work, not as a martyr, but as a beacon of sustained compassion and strength. The fourth reason is the frequent misunderstanding by society, a poignant challenge you face as a wounded healer. In a world that often views mental health through a narrow lens, your deeper motivations and unconventional methods can easily be misinterpreted or dismissed. This societal oversight not only affects how others perceive your work, but also intensifies the sense of isolation you might feel as someone living on the emotional and psychological fringes. You understand, perhaps more than anyone, that healing is not a one-size-fits-all process. It involves peering into the abyss of human suffering and finding light in the darkest corners. However, these methods, rooted in empathy and deep emotional connection, might seem unconventional or even unnecessary to those who adhere strictly to traditional medical models, or who remain uncomfortable with the exploration of deep emotional territories. This disconnect can lead to significant misconceptions about your work, painting you as an outlier or a nonconformist whose approaches are to be scrutinized rather than embraced. Consider the loneliness that comes with this territory. It's the loneliness of having insights that others cannot fathom, of seeing pathways to healing that others might dismiss. You may find yourself standing alone in a room full of experts, the only one advocating for an approach that prioritizes emotional and spiritual recovery alongside physical or mental treatment. This isolation is not just professional, it seeps into your social interactions, where friends and family may also struggle to understand the depth and necessity of your work. They see your life choices, often sacrificial and introspective, as puzzling or overly intense. This societal misunderstanding can make your journey as a healer particularly challenging. It's one thing to face the internal battles that come with healing from personal wounds, but it's quite another to do so in an environment that may not recognize or validate your methods. The path you walk requires not just strength, but a profound resilience against the waves of misunderstanding and skepticism that might come your way. Thus, to thrive in your role and continue your vital work, it becomes essential to build bridges of understanding. Educating those around you about the importance of your healing methods, sharing success stories, and demonstrating the tangible benefits of your approach can gradually shift perceptions. Meanwhile, connecting with like-minded individuals, whether through professional networks or supportive communities, can provide the solidarity and affirmation you need. In managing these misunderstandings, remember that your work does not need universal approval to be valid or valuable. Your journey is about touching lives, one soul at a time. And as you continue to make a difference, even amidst challenges, you embody the very essence of what it means to heal and transform, not just for yourself, but for a society in dire need of deeper understanding and compassion. The fifth reason is the profound fear of vulnerability that you, as a wounded healer, grapple with in your daily existence. In a role where you are often perceived as a source of strength and healing for others, the pressure to maintain a facade of invulnerability can be immense. This fear is not just about appearing weak, it's about the potential consequences of such perceptions, being seen as less capable, less reliable, or less authoritative in your role as a caregiver. Your life, woven with threads of deep empathy and selflessness, also includes the hidden tangled knots of your own unresolved pains and struggles. Revealing these vulnerabilities could undermine the confidence those you help have in you, or so it seems. The irony is stark. The healer needs healing, the caregiver craves care. Yet, admitting these needs can feel like a betrayal of the role you have embraced, or have been thrust upon you by those who depend on your resilience. Consider the scenario. You are the pillar of strength in your community or family, always ready to listen, to support, to heal. But inside you battle with your own demons, your own wounds that have not fully healed. The fear that acknowledging these struggles might make you less of a sanctuary for others leads to a profound isolation, one not just of circumstance but of choice. You retreat, not because you desire solitude for reflection or rest, but because you fear what might be seen if you remain too visible during your weakest moments. This isolation, while serving as a temporary shield, does not protect but rather perpetuates your vulnerability. It keeps you from seeking the support you so readily provide to others, from experiencing the healing power of shared burdens and mutual care. The mask of invulnerability becomes a prison, limiting how much of yourself you can truly share with those around you, and ironically, it can inhibit your ability to heal both yourself and others. To overcome this fear, welcoming vulnerability as a strength rather than a weakness is essential. This means recognizing that true healing often begins with openness about one's own pains and struggles. By allowing yourself to be vulnerable, you not only humanize yourself to those you help, but also invite them to engage in a more authentic, reciprocal relationship of healing. Sharing your vulnerabilities can foster deeper connections, build trust, and promote a healing environment where openness, not perfection, is the foundation of strength. Therefore, as you continue your journey, consider the power of vulnerability. Let it be a bridge, not a barrier, connecting you more deeply with others and with your own healing path. Transform your isolation into invitation, your fears into opportunities for connection and growth, and watch as your own wounds, once hidden in shadows, become sources of light and learning for both yourself and those you touch. The sixth reason is the profound internal conflict that arises from your dual identities. Being both a healer and someone who is simultaneously healing. This duality is not merely a professional role you assume, it is woven into the fabric of your very being, presenting challenges that only those like you can truly understand. As a wounded healer, you handle a delicate balance, constantly oscillating between offering solace to others and seeking solace for your own wounds. This intricate dance can be both empowering and exhausting, as you strive to fulfill both roles without losing yourself in the process. You are acutely aware of the paradox that defines your existence. On one hand, your personal wounds provide the empathy and insight necessary to connect with and heal others. They are your greatest strength in your role as a healer. On the other hand, these same wounds require attention and care, needs that are often sidelined by the demands of caregiving. The challenge then is not just about managing time or resources, but about managing your emotional and spiritual well-being. Think of the scenarios you face daily, a session where you help someone go through their trauma while your own unaddressed issues echo within you, or a day when you provide strength to others while internally you feel fragmented and weak. These are moments when the clash of your dual identities becomes most apparent and when the burden of your roles weighs heavily upon you. In these times, solitude becomes your sanctuary. It is in your quiet moments alone that you can lay down the mantle of the healer and tend to your wounds with the same compassion and rigor you offer to others. Solitude allows you to step back from the external expectations, to always be the provider of healing, and instead become the recipient of your own care. It offers a precious pause in the relentless pace of caregiving, a space free from judgments and demands, where you can reconcile your dual identities and align them with your deeper purpose. This reconciliation is crucial, not only for your personal health, but also for the authenticity of your role as a healer. It enables you to emerge from solitude not divided but integrated, stronger in your empathy because you have attended to your own healing. Thus, the solitude you seek is not a retreat from the world, but a deliberate step towards achieving the balance necessary to effectively inhabit both your identities. The seventh reason stems from your relentless pursuit of spiritual and psychological growth, a journey that necessitates deep introspection and often leads to periods of necessary isolation. As a wounded healer, your path is not just about healing others, but also about profound self-evolution. This growth is vital, not only for your personal fulfillment, but also for enhancing your capacity to serve those in need effectively. Your spiritual and psychological development is a complex process that involves peeling back layers of your own psyche, confronting deep-seated fears, and uncovering hidden truths about yourself. This level of self-discovery is intense and cannot be rushed or done superficially. It requires solitude, a space where the noise of the outside world is silenced so that the whispers of your inner voice can be heard. In these quiet moments, you engage with your deepest thoughts and emotions, which are often too raw and powerful to process in the presence of others. Think of the transformative insights that arise during these periods of solitude. Each insight offers a new lens through which you view the world. As you integrate these revelations, your interactions with the world naturally evolve. Your empathy deepens, your responses become more attuned, and your guidance more profound. The wisdom you gain from your personal reflections enables you to meet others not just at the level of their pain, but at the root of their spiritual and emotional needs. This journey often involves an ongoing cycle of learning and unlearning, shedding outdated beliefs and embracing new, more expansive perspectives. Each cycle not only marks a chapter of growth, but also enhances your ability to facilitate healing in others. It's a powerful reminder that healing is not a destination, but a continuous journey of becoming. However, the path of spiritual and psychological growth is not without its challenges. It can lead to moments of intense loneliness and existential questioning. The deeper you go, the more you might feel detached from those who do not understand or share your transformative journey. Yet these challenges are also opportunities to strengthen your resolve and reaffirm your commitment to your growth and the consequent impact on your healing work. Your dedication to personal development is fundamental, not only to your own well-being, but also to your effectiveness as a healer. It empowers you to bring authenticity, depth, and compassion to your interactions, transforming both your life and the lives of those you touch. Take this path with courage and conviction, knowing that each step forward in your personal growth is a step towards greater healing for the world. This journey, marked by overwhelming emotional absorption, difficulty in setting boundaries, a need for significant alone time, vulnerability to emotional manipulation, being misunderstood as overly sensitive, exhaustion from constant caregiving, and the deep distress from global or local tragedies, shapes a road less traveled, imbued with both profound pain and powerful transformation. Your role as a wounded healer is not merely about tending to the wounds of others, but also involves an intricate dance with your own vulnerabilities and growth. The dual nature of your existence, being both healer and the one who needs healing, necessitates a deep understanding of your own psychological and spiritual landscapes. This understanding is crucial not only for your own well-being, but also enhances your ability to genuinely connect with and heal others. The solitude you often seek is not a sign of retreat, but a bold step towards personal resilience and professional efficacy. It is in these quiet moments of isolation that you forge your strength, not out of the absence of pain, but through a profound engagement with it. Your journey underscores the necessity of recognizing and supporting the unique needs of those like you, who wield their wounds as tools for healing and transformation. Thus, it is vital for society, for communities, and for individuals who benefit from your healing touch, to not only recognize but also support your journey. The path you walk requires more than acknowledgement. It demands active support, understanding, and respect for the burdens you bear and the gifts you bring. I encourage you to share your stories, not just as narratives of struggle, but as testimonies to the resilience and transformative power of wounded healers. Let your voices be heard so that they may light the way for others like you and foster a deeper understanding among those you serve. Remember, your journey is as heroic as it is healing, and by embracing both your wounds and your gifts, you pave the way for a more compassionate world. Let us honor your journey, support your needs, and celebrate the profound impact you have on the lives of others. Your story is not just your own. It is a beacon for all those who navigate the turbulent waters of healing and growth.